What's up, everyone? This is Mayan Gordon. I am back with, another live at 5 today. I am so happy to be here. Things in my life have been really crazy in terms of opportunities, in terms of amount of work that I really am blessed to get to be performing and doing, in terms of what I'm trying to build for the future me and my family and all of the world who's out there, especially people within the business community. And I wanted to make sure that I still took the time to hop on here, make myself available to anyone who's watching right now to hopefully answer some of your questions, provide some valuable insights, or share some information that really might help you. So I'd love to start out like I normally do. Go ahead and comment one thing or more than one thing that you are grateful for today, and then let everyone in the world know where are you watching from. I'm coming to you from Spokane, Washington, where today the snow is finally starting to melt. I think it was on Tuesday or Monday. We had a huge downpouring of snow, got like a little over probably a foot worth of snow in a single day/night. And it was a lot of fun. My dogs definitely enjoyed it, but I am not a huge snow person, not a cold person. Certainly I enjoy building a snowman, but I simply don't like being cold very much. I definitely perform better and am happier in general in warmer weathers. And that's something that I've had to really adapt to this year, because my normal response and behavior to something I don't like is to avoid it and find something else. So years previous to this, we have almost always gotten away during the winter, whether that's several short trips that are, 5 to 7 days in Las Vegas, in Los Angeles, California, kind of flying out, flying back in, or taking our travel trailer like we did last year. And we drove down the California coast and spent 2 full months down in California, just boondocking it, doing work every day, going into Starbucks, and then spending the rest of the time just really enjoying the beautiful California coast. This year, I decided and I said, I need to switch my mindset and figure out how I can be equally happy in a circumstance that I know that I'm not the best suited for, but I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to build some new habits. I'm going to make myself stronger through this winter. And already I can see that that's been paying off and it's been working really well. An example of that would be last year, I said, I'm not going outside because it's cold. No more walking the dogs in the winter. And this year I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make sure that I still walk my dogs every single day, even if it's raining, even if it's snowing, even if it's below 0 degrees. We're bundling up, we're going outside, and I'm going to figure out how to make it work for me. Now, part of that was maybe getting some better winter clothes, got some new gloves, got some things for my ears to keep them warm, because my ears get really cold. That's the thing that bothers me the most. What's up, Jose? How's it going today? And I think, the reason I'm telling this story or talking to you guys about this is it applies to business or to work in the exact same way. There's going to be things about building your business. There's going to be things about the job that you have that you really don't like. And you know that you're not super well suited for that. And that's probably why you don't like it. But we all have the ability to really change our mindset around it to something where maybe we don't actively enjoy it for the same reasons we enjoy other things, but we enjoy the process of becoming better, and we enjoy the process of becoming stronger as human beings, both mentally and physically. And so if you can kind of switch your mind into that mindset of, I don't inherently like doing this thing, but I do like becoming a more capable person. I do like progressing in my life. So I'm going to focus on that aspect of what it is that I'm doing. You can get the same or even more enjoyment out of that process that normally you really wouldn't like. So now when I go outside, instead of thinking, ooh, I don't want to be out here because it's cold, I'm not happy right now, I'm thinking, man, I'm a badass for still going outside, for sticking to my word and to my promise that I made to myself. Look how awesome I am. And man, it's not even that bad. I must be stronger than I thought. And once you start getting that type of thought going in your head, it snowballs, excuse my pun, into something where you really not only believe, but certainly are stronger mentally. You are stronger and more capable to take on tasks that you once perceived as being difficult. And so I wanted to hop on here and let you guys know that if you're going through some things and you're not enjoying them in your life, you can flip those on their back to say, you know what? I don't like this thing, but how am I going to use it to make myself better? Because the work you do on something will always do more work on you than you're doing on it. Now, I know that was a little bit of a confusing saying, but what that means is that when you actively work hard at something, you are the one that is changed more than the thing that you're working on. Let's take the example of chopping up some wood or chopping down a tree. Yes, the work you're doing on that tree is that you are cutting it down. But the work that's being done on you is to build stronger muscles and to build probably some stronger mindset around thinking, man, you can chop down anything. Yeah, that's a big, tall tree. Yeah, it's a thick tree trunk, but I'm going to chop it down anyways. And once you see results that have come from a shifted mindset, it promotes you to have a stronger mindset and to continue doing work in that sort of fashion. What's up, Noor? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And Eric, how are you guys doing today? Thanks for hopping in. Yeah, Genevieve, I think one of the things a lot of people struggle with, especially when it comes to social media, but certainly all areas of life, is that having the thoughts of, what if I spend my time doing this thing and it doesn't pay off? And I think that right there tends to be a broken mindset, because yes, you might not achieve a specific goal, but when you do hard work is done on you, and you will become better for that hard work. And that's why a lot of people will kind of speak to the idea that even if you're a janitor, if you do the best job that you possibly can, that you're going to get a lot of benefit from that. Now, I think a lot of people, when they say it in that context, they'll say something along the lines of, if you do an amazing, amazing job at being a janitor, if you do an amazing job at a lower level job role, maybe someone will see you and see how an amazing job you've done. I would say that would be an extra benefit, because maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe that's a demotivating thought for some people to have, because they think, well, what if no one ever does see me? You still get a massive amount of benefit from trying your best and putting in extra effort and putting in the hardest work that you possibly can, because you become better at what it is that you can do. Your skills become more developed. Kind of the same way if you take practicing the piano or guitar or any other instrument. If you only practice half-assed, you'll only become so good at playing it, no matter what level of talent that you have. But if you try really, really hard every time you're practicing the guitar, every time you're practicing the flute, the trombone, you're going to develop a skill, even if you mess up that one song again and again and again and again. You develop this amazing skill that can be applied to many other songs. And the same thing is true of any type of work that you're doing. There are skills involved in that work. And whether or not you're getting the job done to the goal that you've set, to the level of success that you esteem yourself to, you are developing your skill at the same time. And once you reach a certain point of skill level, you have become immeasurably more valuable. Because if you look at a pyramid of people who do things, who do different jobs, if you take veterinarians, there's a pyramid for every type of job, whether you're a business coach, whether you're a policeman, whether you're a teacher, there's a pyramid. And up at the tippy top are people who are by far 100 times, 1,000 times more skilled than people at the middle or the bottom. And as you go down the pyramid, there's more, the pyramid, period. As you go down the pyramid, there's more and more people in each section. So even if you're pretty good at something, there's likely 1 million, 10 million, 100 million other people who are also pretty good at something. Once you reach that real level of high achieving skill, there's not many other people who can do that as well as you can. And that's where true immeasurable value comes from, because now not only are you going to be able to get a way better job, are you going to be able to make way more money, but you'll be able to create things that people could not create who did not have the level of skill that you have. And this really applies to business too, right? You can't build an incredible billion-dollar business if you don't have certain skills. Like if your skills are not well developed enough, you cannot do it. You are not going to luck into a billion-dollar business. You are going to have a massive level of skills in specific areas and probably partner with other people who have a really, really high level of talent and skills combined. because talent alone is not going to get you to the tippy top. It's going to have to be the skills that are only able to be developed through hard work. There's a couple formulas that come to mind and that I've learned about when it comes to talent and skill and effort. It's talent times effort equals skill. Skill is the product. It is the end result. You do not get skill simply from having talent. You have to apply effort to talent. The more talent you have, the less effort it's going to take to reach a certain skill level. Let's say the skill level is 10. If you have a 10 on your talent, you only got to put in one effort to reach a 10 skill level. If your talent is a 5, you have to put in 2 times, 2x as much effort to reach that exact same skill level. If your talent's a 1, you're going to have to put in 10 times as much effort, which is why most people suggest against trying to do things where your talent is a 1 or even a 3 or a 4, right? If you can focus and find those areas where your talent is a 7 and above, the amount of effort you have to apply to reach a certain level of skill is much, much less. And also, you're probably going to reach it more quickly. But this is all to say that you have to put in effort and you have to develop skill. Skill is not something that's gifted to you. Talent is something that's gifted to you. Skill is not. And therefore, the effort that you're putting forward, whether that's being in your business, whether that's being at home with your family, whether that's personally taking care of yourself, all of those efforts pay off to help you develop skills. And when you combine skills with habits, you get magic. You get guaranteed success. And that is really a process that I am in right now where, previously in my businesses and in my previous business career throughout the past 10 years, I built up a lot of skill through a ton of effort and a significant amount of talent in the things that I was trying to achieve. But I did not build in habits. I did not build in good habits. Maybe I had some bad habits built in. This entire year for me has really been a lot of learning how to build new habits and learning how to add new habits and build new habits quickly and be able to adapt those new habits into my lifestyle fluidly. And what that has allowed me to achieve is, one, a much higher degree of agility. And agility in today's world is something so valuable and a skill set in it of itself. But also at the same time, it's gotten me to see how valuable habit building is and how it maximizes and allows me to really utilize my skills to the fullest. Because your habits can either work for you or they can work against you. And it's really up to you guys to decide which way it's going to be. It is not going to be in the middle. You are not going to have habits that do nothing for you. Your habits are going to help you or they're going to hurt you. And that's why it's really important to pay attention to what are the habits that you've already built, what are habits you want to build, and how do you increase your skill in building habits so that when you identify a new one, as we all go through life and we change and we have changing desires and needs, that when we identify those changes, we can quickly adapt and build new habits that facilitate those and allow us to live our completely best lives. What's up, Gerald? What's up, Facebook user? It's not showing me your name there, but appreciate you jumping in. Hope you guys are having just a really phenomenal week. The last thing I really wanted to talk about was balance. I think that there's a lot of thought out there from different leadership, from different people who really focus on balance, but no one knows what balance is for you. What might be balanced in my life might be completely off center for your life. And so I think balance is really centered around self-awareness more than it is anything else. An example of this would be over the past probably 3 weeks prior to this week, starting this week, I was really on a dessert food, a junk food binge because I'd been really healthy. I'd been working out a lot. I'd been not eating junk food for a really long time. And I decided, you know what? I miss it. I want to go crazy. And on Friday nights, I'm going to eat literally everything that I can shove into my face, which I'm not advocating for. Again, for you, maybe not the best thing. For me, was awesome. I would kind of have my regular meals throughout the week, and then Friday night would come, and Friday night through Saturday night, I was stuffing every piece of candy I could fit into my face before I got sick. not balanced, right? Nothing about what I just described is balanced, other than in the long grand scheme of things, I felt I needed to do that to maintain the internal happiness balance that I like to keep. So when I think about balance, I think about happiness more than anything. What do I need to do to maintain the highest level of happiness and fulfillment in my life? And while I did gain like 10 pounds throughout that process, and maybe I didn't feel quite as good about how I looked or my fitness level at that point, that was balanced out by an incredible joy that I was getting from eating all of these things that I hadn't eaten in quite a while. Going out to Zips Burgers, if you're from Spokane, you know Zips. Having a piece of pumpkin cheesecake and then an apple cinnamon scone and then a thing of Twizzlers, a thing of Reese's Crispy Sticks, and maybe one more candy bar, all in one meal. And it was so great. But last week I decided, you know what? That was enough. I got my fill in. I feel balanced. I need to get back to my health kick. And this whole week I've been eating super healthy. I've been exercising even a little bit more than usual. And I feel super balanced, even though at any given point, if you looked at what I was doing, you might say it was off balance. So all of that to say and wrap up, you are the only one who knows what balanced means for you. And I would try and tie that to your happiness. And if you feel that you're in a state of unhappiness, I would call that unbalanced, and figure out, what do you need to put into your life? Is it more discipline? Is it more reward? Is it more human connection? But there's probably something you either need to add or remove in your life if you're unhappy to reach a center of balance. And that doesn't mean that your life is magically going to turn around in terms of your finances, in terms of your opportunities. What it does mean is that your life is going to turn around in terms of how you feel about it every single day. And to be honest, what is more important than that? What is more important besides your health and your happiness? Those are key, and people need to spend more time focusing on their internal happiness to figure out why they are or why they are not happy, so that we can maintain that happiness balance over everything else outside of the health balance. So I hope that I've provided at least a little bit of value. If one thing kind of got through to you tonight, then I've done my job here. Go ahead and grab the link, share it to whatever social media profile that you like to hang out on the most, or just tag someone in the comments. I really appreciate you guys not only taking the time to listen to me, but taking the time to consider some of the ideas that I'm sharing, to think about some of the suggestions that I like to throw out there, always with the caveat of you know best. I will never know what's best for you. What I do know are things that I've been through, reflections that I've had on how I feel, how I operate, how I've gotten to where I am. And hopefully by sharing some of those things, you guys learn something that applies to your life, or you get a value or an insight that helps you achieve or reach your goals in just a little bit easier of a manner, a little bit less painful of a manner. As always, you can reach out to me directly. Maayan Gordon, name's right there. There we go, little opposites there with the camera. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can send me an email. Please do get in touch. I love talking with you guys. I love getting to know you better and better. Again, this is year one, rookie year for me here on LinkedIn. I can't believe how far that everything has come. In fact, right before I go here, I'd love to show you guys a press page that I set up on my website. So in this past year, I have done a lot of different podcasts. I've been featured in some articles. I've gotten a couple named awards, and I really just wanted to put all of that together for people in an easy to access place, so that if they wanted to check out some of the things that I've been up to, ooh, look at that, you guys, infinite screens, how much fun, that you guys could kind of peruse and look at some things that I've been able to achieve in under a year's time. And if I can do it, my message is you guys can do it too. Not only can you do it too, you can do it better. So I've been featured in a bunch of different publications. Up here, I've got kind of the 3 awards and recognitions that I've been fortunate enough to receive so far. So I was an honorable mention in the best in class of the #GaryV Challenge. I was named as one of 2020's Digital Business Women's Female Tech Leaders. Digital Business Women is a magazine. I was also recently named top 20 in the top 25 video marketing disruptors globally. You can also then look here. I've got not all of my podcasts. I had trouble finding a couple of them, but this is a good bulk. This is at least 50% of the podcasts that I've been on so far. Each one of these is linked to the actual podcast website. So I'll show you if you click it real quick. Takes you to usually the exact episode, treating social media like a science experiment on the Insight Out podcast there. Then we'll go back here. And there's also a little description about the episode. So all these different podcast episodes that I've been a guest on. And if you're a podcast host, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to be on your show as well. And then these are some different news publications I've been featured in. So the Pacific Northwest Islander, Pacific Northwest Inlander, which is a really big, kind of the longest standing newspaper out here. Oh no, the Spokesman Review has been around longer. The Spokesman Review is the big one. Inlander's a little bit more new, more smaller. No, it's not the right word. I've been featured in a Forbes, or at least quoted in a Forbes article, VidSaga article, the Occidental, which is the newspaper for the college that I went to, Occidental, Medium, which is another magazine, Experience Magazine, The Beacons, Female Tech Leaders Magazine, and the Craft Industry Alliance. So those are just a couple articles I've been featured in. And then down below here, you can see some conferences, summits, and virtual events that I've been a speaker at. So the Social Media Influencer Marketing Online Summit, the Women's Empowery Conference, Influencer Marketing Conference and Expo, How to Optimize TikTok for Your Brand or Business virtual event, Women in Technology International, also known as WITI, and the SOS Summit. And if you want to get in touch with me and have me speak in an event, you can also contact me through that website, or again, just reach out to me on LinkedIn or wherever it is that you like to hang out. I appreciate you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your night, and hopefully I can see you back tomorrow.